Hello, my good people and anime weebs. In this one, we are looking over, reviewing, analyzing, and reacting to episode 7 of season 2 of TSUKIMICHI. And yes, you might say, I do realize and agree that by the time this video is out later today, the newest episode will have aired, but I am not going to do a double episode review again, because I want to do them individually when possible. And yes, I understand you, I will be endeavoring to get the next one up much sooner. Now, with the intro out of the way, let's get into the meat and bones of episode 7. You know, this episode, it was pretty chill. Not a lot of stuff happened, nothing too consequential happened. It was just like a chill reset episode, it felt like, where they just had some thick plot. To say the least, but nothing too exciting outside of that, if you catch my drift. But first of all, let us talk about the thickness of the plot in this one. So, Mio, Tomoe, and Shiki all put their suggestions in on what species would join the Demiplane, as they have fixed their food production problems and whatnot, apparently. And Shen, she suggests a rather odd species, basically Medusas, aka Gorgons, that are very stacked, you might say. But apparently they have to cover their eyes so that they don't turn normal people or beings or things to stone, which sounds like a lot of issues. And apparently their species is also entirely female. Oh boy. And you can see that because apparently all of them look very, they look good. Now I can understand Makoto being a bit wary after seeing them in such a getup, but you know, never a bad day to have some thickness in the show, especially as we don't usually get a lot of that in TSUKIMICHI. Apparently though, they have to breed with males of other species because again, they are a all-female species. And then just watching Makoto be like, yeah, okay, so we can, relocate you, but we can't exactly produce mates for you. You know, you'll have to find those men for your own to breed with. And it's like, okay, Makoto. And then he just keeps going. You know, so maybe just want to do some like one-night stands or hookups or something. You know, just don't turn them to stone and, have fun. It's like, wow, okay. Alright, I'm sold. Deal. Like, just imagine the rest of the Demiplane inhabitants, right? The Gorgons come to live there, and suddenly all these females looking like that just walk around the Demiplane, like, taking in men from all sort of species. Like, those men must be like, alright, I'll take it. Hell yeah. Anyway, though, outside of the thickness of the plot with the Gorgons this episode, I did also find it very enjoyable and heartwarming to see Mio having mastered cooking, sort of. She actually makes food now that doesn't kill people. Good for her. I did also find it interesting that Hibiki and Mio have built this connection, sort of, where Hibiki has been her teacher in learning the culinary arts. I'm somewhat interested in where that connection might go in the future, if anywhere, but anyhow, it was really nice to see Mio learning to cook and actually mastering that skill, because in anime especially, when someone tries to learn to cook, they never seem to actually learn to. Like, the show ends before they actually get the hang of it. But here, she got the hang of it in like 5 episodes. So good on you, Mio. Clap, clap. I'm proud of you. Just a heartwarming scenes, though, between Mio and Makoto. Makoto complimenting her on the food and her being, like, really touched and, like, seriously impacted by it, right? It was nice to see. I like that. One thing, though, I found a bit peculiar in this episode was this whole Hibiki training arc. If you remember at the end of episode 6, Hibiki and her team were going to go to the wastelands, and they were going to get help from Makoto's adventurer friends from season 1. At least that's the implication there. And now, she is suddenly done already with the training arc, and is going back to Lumia to do some heroing stuff, I assume. It's like, what? What? What the fuck? You went to the wastelands and came back again, now you're leaving? You did your whole training arc, like, in what, a day? Because apparently, at least how it seems like to me, Mio, Shen, Makoto, like, all of these storylines haven't jumped a long time since episode 6. I mean, maybe a few days, maybe a week, but like, did you finish your entire training arc in the wasteland in like a week? Huh? I don't know, to me that seems a bit weird. I mean, it doesn't seem like that much time has passed, right? At all, in universe, but that Hibiki suddenly already finished her training arc in the wastelands? I guess so, okay. I was expecting to actually see her in the wastelands and them showing that more, but I guess not. I wonder how that differs from the source material, actually. So if you have read them, feel free to leave down below comments of what is changed there or what is missing out there down below. I also question, like, okay, so Mio said that she wanted to send the adventure friends of Makoto, which again I forget the name of, with Hibiki to the Wastelands so they didn't die. But did she not do that? Because she didn't mention them. She did say that without Mio they would have died probably, but is that because she trained them before going to the Wasteland, or did the adventure friends come with them? I don't know. That whole thing there felt a bit disconnected to me, going from the end of last episode to this one. But anyhow, Hibiki going back to Lumia. Okay, girl, you get it. If you made it this far in the video though, and you are enjoying the content, want to see more of this and other anime reaction analysis reviews, do remember to like and subscribe. It helps me out greatly. Thank you. Now, I want to take a little bit to talk about the Rembrandt Sisters, because that's like the big reveal at the end of this episode, right? That's when we see the students at the end of the episode back at the Academy City saying that, oh boy, those two are coming back. And apparently those two are two rich, spoiled brats, I assume. That's at least what it sounds like. And apparently they are sisters, and from the Rembrandt family, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is the merchant family that Makoto has a connection with the leader of, right? From before. And apparently they just end up chopping off the heads of students and teachers, figuratively, mind you, not literally. So I assume they cost them their jobs or ruined their names or whatever else. And, of course, the implication here is that Makoto will be in their sights next. Even though they usually just go after rich and influential people at the academy, of course Makoto will end up in their sights one way or another, probably because of the connection he has with the Rembrandt family already. I do think that'll be interesting and fun, and it seems the entire next episode will be centered around that, so looking forward to it, really. Should be fun. Now, I did like multiple misc things in this episode as well. For example, I did like Shen reporting back. It's like, yeah, I met Tomoki, the hero of the Empire. He was so, like, you know, such a perv and so bad, you know? And just having her be like, I heard that from Shiki that you have a lot of admirers in Academy City, and getting some light waifu flirting on. One day Makoto will actually be brave and actually take those two waifus to heart and bed too, maybe, question mark. One day. Another thing, though, that I thought about this episode was, okay, so Makoto, right? From the mock battle he had in episode 5 or 6, he seems to have already mastered magic and magic control, right? But didn't he go to the Academy City initially, mainly to learn how to control his magic? That he had a lot of power, but not any sort of control on how to hone that power into something more. But after that mock fight, clearly seems that he mastered magic control mostly, right? So why even go to the Academy City then? Or did he master it off-screen after he got there? I don't really know, but it seems a bit odd to me, you know? I wish I would go more into that, even if he did just go there to open up the store in that area and learn magic on the way. My impression was that he had, like, no magic control or knowledge, and that was going to be a much bigger plot point, but I guess not. I did also quite find it interesting when they talked about the weather changes and how that works, because apparently where Makoto places the mist gates to the Demiplane, it impacts the weather conditions of the Demiplane, meaning in this episode it got quite hot and a bit unforgiving. I don't expect they will dive too much into that, but those sort of quirks and mechanics in the show I find really interesting. It's like, oh, okay, how will that impact things, how he does things in the future? Even though, again, I doubt they will actually do much with that or delve into that concept. I do love those small tidbits of world building that you can somewhat think into and be like, huh, how will that actually work if you extrapolate or think ahead? Anyhow, though, overall, fun episode. And I have to say, those Emma death glares we got throughout the episode, something else. Never before have I been so afraid of a pig, but goddamn, she is intense. Anyhow, though, what did you think of episode 7 of Tsukimichi Season 2? Like it, hate it, leave all those thoughts down below. And if you want to watch another video on my channel that you might enjoy, click on the one on the screen right now. Hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.